when you play much faster, it's even much more fun. Okay, so this is day 22 and we are continuing with our 8th notes today. So today we are playing this exercise, this particular beat. So as you can see, we have the closed hi-hats, 8 beats, right? And if you notice, on top of each and note, there is a little circle above it, right? I don't know if you can see it. This circle above it. So if you remember, that is yes, the open hi-hat. So every and note we are playing the open hi-hat. So closed, open, closed, open, closed, open, closed, open. So it's going to sound like right? Right. So if you look at the snare, as always, 2 and 4 here, we're playing the snare. All 4 notes, we're playing the bass. All 4 notes, we're playing the bass. So this particular beat, you can say it's more like a disco beat, a typical disco beat. It's going to sound like that. And in today's world, or a more modern way of saying is, it's like a techno beat also. But techno beats are much more computerized. Instead of using the snare drum, the regular snare drum, it's more computerized sound that we would hear. I mean, we still hear snare drum, but it's not commonly played on an acoustic drum set, what I mean. Whereas if you listen to the old songs in the 80s, this particular beat you can hear, and it has been played on the regular drum kit, our acoustic kit. So if you look at bar 2, I use this instead of that small zeros above closed hi-hat. I use the circle, so you can see the difference. It's very easy to see, whereas this one, as you get used to it, it would not be a problem, but initially this is much better. And same thing like bar 1, bar 2 same, bar 3 same. Bar 3 again I use the little zeros. Bar 4 we are playing the roll. So again, nothing changed on the bass drum, but that one and is going to be played on the snare drum along with the bass drum. So that first note along with the snare drum, we are playing the bass. That and note again on the snare drum, but no bass. 2 and. So that 2 along with the bass, we are going to play on tom 1. On tom 1, and then and note after 2, we're playing again on the tom 1, but no bass. Tom 1, as you can remember, it's the top left pad, top left. Third note again bass, snare again, and note again snare but no bass. Fourth note along with the bass, we are playing on tom 2, and note after 4, tom 2 again but no bass. And this combination we are playing, we are using a left and right combination. So left and right combination across. So when I demonstrate this, you'll see. So that's our beat, and I'm going to set the tempo at 100. Ensure that you start at 60. And at this point I don't even have to tell you this, but you have the colon sign, so 2 times, right? Total 2 times. So let's hear this. Okay, so I've set the tempo at 100, but before I start with the click of the tempo, so it should be played like this. I'm just playing the closed hi-hat and the open hi-hat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 just going back and forth. Start with 1 on the closed hi-hat and note on the open hi-hat, 2 back or closed and then and note on the open hi-hat, 3 back to closed and note on the open hi-hat, 4th note back to closed and note on the open hi-hat. Simple, right? Simple. So 2 and 4 you just add the snare, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then 1, 2, 3, 4 you add bass drum, right? Like that. And when it comes to roll, you play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and simple roll. Left right combination, okay? Left right snare, you start with snare drum, left right left right left right left. We played this roll sometime 1 or 2 videos back, perhaps one or I don't remember, but we played this exact same roll before. So if you practiced it, it should be much easier for you right now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 like that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 left right left right left right left right. Tom 1, Tom 2, floor 1, floor 2. But we are not playing floor 1 or floor 2 right now. You are just playing on Tom 1 and Tom 2. Snare, Tom 1 and Tom 2. So now let's start. 1, 2, ready, start. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Right. So that's our beat. That's a typical disco beat, you can say. So practice this. It's a fun beat. You can play with pretty much any 4/4 song. This goes with it. It matches, and along when you play the open hi-hat with that, that's when it sounds like a typical disco beat. So practice this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and if you want to break it down by practicing just closed hi-hat and open hi-hat first, then add the snare, then you add the bass if you want to practice like that. But then you can join them together and play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and when you play much faster, it's even much more fun. So practice this, ensure that you start at 60 and build your speed up. So that's it. If you gain any knowledge from today's session, please subscribe, watch more videos, come back and watch more videos if you like to continue learning. Perhaps in the next session we are simply going to continue with our 8th note. We're going to learn a new beat and a new roll. Thank you. Stay tuned.